Hi, today we will talk about qualified electronic signatures and all other kinds of signatures and how you and your company can benefit from using them. Let's get started. My name is Ksenia and I am a Chief Product Officer at EID Easy. In our company, we believe that electronic signatures are the future, and I will tell you a little bit more about why we think this. First, a bit of legislation. If you think that qualified electronic signatures have been with us for a short amount of time, think again. Legislation has been passed quite a while ago, and we can be safe and assured that there are a lot of court cases stating that qualified electronic signature is as valid as court as the written form, as we call it, or as documents signed with pen and paper. Let's look at the United States, for example. eSign Act has been passed in the year 2000. In Europe, we have eIDAS, which is a very, very strong piece of legislation that actually regulates almost everything you can sign in the European Union. Canada has its own Personal Information Protection and Electronic Document Act. Of course, Australia has its own piece of legislation, and Japan has the Act on Electronic Signatures and Certification Business. Brazil, Mexico, and a lot of other countries also follow with their own pieces of legislation to prove that qualified electronic signature is a way to go. But besides that, we have two more levels of signatures, and let's talk briefly about them. So the first one is simple signature. It is traditionally widely used, especially in the US, and with many limitations in Europe as well. So this is your traditional scribble on a PDF where you can put a smiley face on it. There is no user identification behind it, and then you consider the document signed. I think that all of us would like to have a little bit more security when, for example, we sell our house and we sign a contract doing so, right? Then there is advanced signature. This is a level up from simple. It requires additional identity verification. Sometimes you're asked to take a selfie or to take a photo of your ID, be it a passport, driver's license, or any other ID document. And then we come to the queen of all signatures, the qualified signature. It is, as I said, equal to the written form or to your usual wet signature, and it is valid by default. So why? First of all, it is full analog of a handwritten signature. So at court, documents are accepted by default without any additional evidence, and this works for more than 30 countries. And you can rest assured that the amount of countries adopting one way or another signing documents with qualified signature grows every year. And in 1 or 2 years, we can have like 40, 50, or even more countries where you can sign documents electronically, having a decent level of user identification, right? And such documents will be accepted at court. It also helps to reduce costs on paper documents. No more printing, right? No more DHL deliveries, no more storage rooms or even warehouses, and no more lost documents. Also, you can be sure that the documents have 100% security and integrity. Qualified electronic signature cannot be tampered with, and this is very important for us. So let's speak about the market size and why it might be interesting for your company to become a player on this market. I have put two very different evaluations of the market, but one thing they have in common is the percentage with which the market will grow by the year 2026. Both estimate that the growth will be about 30%, which is quite a lot. And even the most conservative here says that the market size is 1.2 billion of US dollars in 2020, and it will grow by 5.5 billion in 2026. And if we take a more optimistic approach, then the market size by 2026, which is approaching quite fast, right, will be 14.1 billion US dollars. I think the figures itself say that there might be something, some amount of the market or the money that we can take and profit from it. So now we've discussed the market, what the signature is, so who can use it? Who can we sell it to? First, it's international companies. So we know that they struggle the most with tons and tons of documents which they need to send every single day. Somebody needs to sign them, store them, find them, and then the cycle goes on and on. Imagine if everything can be done digitally and each employee can find whatever it is that they need in their electronic, either a document management portal or their Google Drive, SharePoint, Nextcloud, anything you can imagine. The second huge category is European-based companies. If you want to do business in Europe, you will pretty quickly realize that eIDAS is a very powerful legislation in Europe. So in order to be compliant, you need to have a qualified signature in your arsenal. Number 3, individuals. So both you and I have a lot of documents which we sign, be it an insurance claim, a lot of papers when we sell our house, maybe a student loan. And all of these can be signed using a qualified signature. And also, we can target companies in Latin America, Middle East, Indonesia, Singapore, Japan, and so on and so forth. Every country in such regions has their own piece of legislation that says that some kind of an analog to a qualified signature can be used, and it is very convenient, and it makes doing business in these countries a lot easier and more pleasant. So let's speak about some concrete use cases where qualified signatures can, and in many cases, should be used. Contracts and agreements, all sorts of them. Sales contracts, rental agreements, you name it. Invoices and receipts, also a huge category. Employment and HR documents. In our day and age, when most of us or many of us work remotely, it makes it very easy to sign employment contracts, non-disclosure agreements, anything else that you think of or you have ever signed being an employee to one company or another can now be done digitally, and it will still be valid at court for you or your employer. Financial and banking documents, loan agreements, mortgage contracts, etc., etc. Legal documents, for example, affidavits, court filings. It can be board of director meetings. Anything of this nature can also be signed electronically using a qualified signature. Then insurance policies and claims. Hopefully none of us will ever have to sign those. Health and medical documents, patient consent forms, medical records, etc., etc. Also government and public sector documents, tax forms, permit applications, and many more. So now you can see that pretty much everyone needs a qualified signature in their life, right? So what are your benefits as a company which may sell these kinds of signatures or use it just for your internal use? First of all, you will definitely have more trust to you as an e-signature provider if you have a good qualified signature in your arsenal. You can upsell to your customers. So imagine you already have some kind of a product. You may be a sign-in portal. You may create documents. You may be a lawyer helping your customers to actually fill in all sorts of contracts and other paperwork. But then you can add a signature on top of it, which makes it, first of all, a lot more convenient for people, so they don't need to look for another solution. And second of all, it can add to the value that you bring, and you can see that this value can be easily transformed into money on your account. You can also scale geographically. We just discussed that Europe, Latin America, Middle East, and a lot of other regions use the signatures, and you can become a serious player in that market using what we have to offer. You can also improve your reputation. If before people said that, oh, the only thing that you have is a scribble on a PDF, Now you can say that, no, we also offer a very good valid in court signature, and we're ready to offer it to you. So there is no more doubt or very little doubt left when you offer something that cannot be broken, that can easily be traced in case it happens, and that actually provides you with security and integrity to your documents. And you can work with bigger customers because, you know, the bigger the company, the more the security level they're looking for, and you can offer it to them. Easy. So this is it from me today, and I hope that you have this information now and you find it useful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at info@eideasy.com. You can visit our website for more information, or you can contact us on LinkedIn as well. I hope you have a wonderful day, and see you on the e-signature market. Bye.